I'm going to carry this around with me. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Day of Art, Music, and Creative Support. I'm here with Izzy Anderson, who is our Director of Donor Experience. That is your newest title here at Hearts Need Art.
Yes, it is my newest title.
You have quite the story with Hearts Need Art, as I think most of us do. I also have a crazy story of how you started, but can you tell us how you started, how you found us, and sort of how you got to what you're doing now?
Yes, so I was actually a guest on the Richard Wilmore show. Hey, can I point the right way? There we go. I can do this. And weirdly enough, you connected me with Sanzi, and that's how I found out about Hearts Need Art, because they had been on your show as well. Mm-hmm. And I started out as a musician in residence.
Yes.
And then what came next? This job without a title came next. Yes. And then I was the sub for the art classes. So then I became an artist in residence. And then January of this year, got the official title of Director of Donor Experiences.
I mean, you are an amazing musician and an amazing artist. So and I think it's great that when we have people who can do multiple things. I will shout out to Ayana if she's watching this. I found out after her live this morning, she knows how to play the piano.
What? Girl, I gotta jam.
Right? Like, I love that we have everybody who can jump in and do kind of everything. I think that's so great. And you were in the hospital doing ukulele lessons for the most part, if you weren't subbing for art classes. What was that like? To get someone to walk up to someone and be like, "Do you want to learn an instrument?" in a hospital?
It was always funny because I think they thought I was just going to sing and play for them, and it was like, "Oh, you mean I can?" Oh, no. They're always real shy about no, it's really hard, And but you convince them they can do 5 chords, and we're playing Somewhere Over the Rainbow in 20 minutes. They really took to it and had a lot of fun. There was a lot of recurring people I'd go see each week, and we'd play new songs they wanted to do. It was a lot of fun. I miss it a lot right now.
And I know people who went and bought ukuleles because of you. Mm-hmm. We had a great partnership with Alamo City Music. Is that what it's called? I think so.
Alamo Music Center.
Alamo Music Center. Yes, thank you very much. Who helped us get ukuleles for the hospital. And now you're the Director of Donor Experience. Now, when people say to me, "What do you do for work?" and I don't ever really have an answer because it depends on the moment of the day. But what is your job?
Well, let's see. I've taken over the grant writing, so I write a lot of our grants to get additional funding that way. I do a lot of our event planning. That's another one. And donor experiences. So I like to talk to our donors and find out more, and they get lots of emails from me.
Yes. So if you were at our gala last month, if you donate, you've heard from Izzy, maybe you've seen her. And I'm so happy that you're here. It makes me, it's like a fun little family that I created, kind of.
I love it.
Yes. So last month at our gala, we did a lot of stuff. We played games and we did all sorts of fun stuff. And we did a project that I thought would be great to do today for people who, we get a lot of applications for people who want to volunteer, which is super hard right now because we're not in hospitals. So we don't have a ton of space for that, or that they're not from San Antonio, so they can't help. Or maybe money is an issue. And this is a great, great way that you at home can help us for virtually nothing. Because we're working on creating an art installation in the hospital that we need your help with. And it's super easy and it's super fun. And all you need is really paper, scissors, and markers or crayons or whatever else you want to decorate it with. Correct?
Correct.
Izzy's going to walk us through how to do this. She's the artist. I'm just going to make one so my hand can be on the wall too.
Sweet. So I'm going to do mine. I love my smiley mugs. I probably have 10 of these that all hold different art supplies because I'm a giant nerd, but I love my smiley mugs. So I'm going to start with a marker, and I'm just going to trace my hand on a piece of paper, and my hand is going to be just flat with my fingers squished together. You are welcome to fit as many on the paper that you can. My hand is small enough. Usually I can fit 3, but you fit however many you want. I'm going to put mine right in the middle just so you can follow along and see really easily what I'm doing.
And the goal is to, like, we're making feathers. So that's when you're at home and you're trying to do that. Like, think of your hand as a feather shape. Not
Squish
a
them
peacock.
together.
Not a peacock, a feather.
I mean, if
Okay.
they wanted to do a peacock,
I
Richard,
know,
that's up
that's up
to
to
you.
you.
Man, you have to say it.
Seems harder to cut out. Okay.
All right, so we're tracing our hand. Oh, my thumb
Oh.
went a little wild in there. Just like that. And then, of course, I did not do so well, man. I'm covered already.
That's part of art, right?
Man, Richard, your hand is massive.
It's really not. I have a very tiny hand. Maybe this is
It looks
small.
really big on that paper.
This is a post-it note. It's a post-it note.
Oh.
Not.
Oh my gosh. All right, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a 3D looking, illusion looking one. So if you want to follow along with me, you can do this fancy one.
I am, but I'm gonna put you in a better position so people can see you better, and the
there we go.
You go. And the 3D thing, because I'm not gonna be able to do that. Yeah.
So here are also some just like generic examples too that you can just do hearts. I'm still learning this backwards camera thing. I got hearts. Clouds. I know.
As long as it's in front of the camera, it's okay.
And then, of course, a rainbow. But again, feel free to decorate it with whatever you want, or you can follow along with me with my optical illusion art. Let me see if I can scoot this just a little bit closer so you can see as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is do just a like light kind of squiggle right in the middle.
I'm going to follow along with you.
Please do, Richard. And then you're going to do just a few, like put a few dots, some close together, some far apart. So like I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots. I'm going to hold it up a little closer so you can see those 5 dots. Again, close or far, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. Then what you're going to do is on the top part, going up towards the fingers, you're going to do a frown. Okay, so I'm just going to do a frown from the edge of my hand to the first dot. And then from the first dot, I'm going to frown again. And I'm just frowning. That sounds so funny. All the way across my hand.
Will we be able to turn that frown upside down at a certain point?
We probably will. I think there'll be smiles on the opposite side. So all you're going to do is go all the way up your hand doing frowns. And you're just following along. So you're going to start in that dot and swoop up and over. And swoop up and over. You can do a few at a time. However it looks.
But keeping in the dots, correct? Like keeping within the dots.
Starting with that dot. And they'll get bigger. And, you know, the shape will kind of like expand. I'll do it this way. Expand or get smaller. Just let it do what it's going to do. There's no wrong way to make this look really cool. And then if you run out of room, you hit the edge of your finger or hand or whatever.
Can you switch colors? I want to switch colors.
You can do whatever you want.
Good. So usually when I make art, like when we do classes, when we work with support groups and we do them, I have this entire like package of markers or pens or whatever these are, and I will just go, I start at one end and I just go through the entire thing and then I use them all in some way.
Love it.
That's my like rule for myself.
Here, I'm gonna hold this up to the camera too so you can see really easily what I'm doing.
Oh, you're way ahead of me, but you're very fun.
Uniform, Richard. Yours look all the same. Mine are crazy in comparison.
Well, I wasn't. I was trying to not do that, but it's turning out that they are. So now I'll try harder not to.
I love this project. Have you done this before in the hospital, Richard?
No. I know that she's no longer with Hearts Need Art, but Ashley used to do something like this that turned out really like 3-dimensional and wavy and cool that she taught me how to do, but I've never done it.
Yay!
Oops. Do you have like a favorite well, I have two questions. Do you have a favorite color that you love
Okay.
to use while you make art, or does it all depend on what you're doing?
I think for my favorite color, my house is funny because it's like all like yellows and stuff. But I think
Mhm.
really my favorite color, I tend to really like blues and pinks, which is funny.
Mhm.
And then my artwork is always really brightly colored. So I'm always all for color. I mean, you can see the background in my studio. Look, it's
This is true. There's a lot of color. Yes. I suppose I should. Izzy was nice enough and gave me a bunch of her extra canvases that she had started artwork on, and so it was a lot of canvases. There were like a dozen of them. So
at
how
least.
come like what I'm always interested when artists do that where they're like, I don't either like what made you not want to use those anymore or continue with those projects, or were you just like this isn't going in the direction I wanted to?
It's a little of both. Like it was like just not going in the direction I wanted, and I just didn't want to deal with having to like gesso it, whitewash it, start over, whatever. It's like I have enough canvases, but like, you know what? I don't want to try and cover this up and try again.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they went to a good home to get reused.
Well, I
So
appreciate you not wanting to take the effort because I'm going to use them.
yes. So here's the top part of my hand. Now we're gonna do the same thing on the bottom half. Now you are welcome to do like me. And I'm just going to turn it over. And guess what? I'm just going to keep making frowns doing the same thing. But if you want to make smiles, you can leave yours, right side up. So I started my dots again.
I'm not done with my top yet. Oops.
I'm speedy.
There's my
Take
top.
your time. So here's what it'll look like once. Ooh, Richard, that's looking so pretty. I love it. So you can see where he turned it upside down, and I'm starting the same thing.
Okay.
But on the opposite way now.
And if you're like me, you're going to use new colors on the bottom.
Yes.
So that's what I do. This is so easy, and like the repetitiveness of this
I
is
know,
so
right?
Oh, so Izzy's a musician and she's an artist and she's an author.
Yes.
Can we bring up your new book that will be coming out
Yes.
next month? No, in December.
It will be for sale. Pre-orders go live today or tomorrow as soon as I can get my Square site updated, which has been really stressful today. But as soon as that's live, you can definitely go to my business Facebook page, and you'll be able to place your pre-order for a signed copy for pickup or shipping or shipped options.
So what's the book about? It's your second book.
So this one is my second book. The first one was called Princess Zoe and Her Marvelous Carriage, which was about anti-bullying. And the Marvelous Carriage is based on my VW bus, which I actually have. And so in the second book, Princess Hallie and the Intergalactic Marvelous Carriage, she sneaks off one night and goes to the moon to visit her friend Penelope. And Penelope comes back to Earth, and all these crazy things start happening.
Ooh.
Yes. I had a lot of fun writing this one. This one was really different than the first one, so it's been a great adventure.
And the characters are based off of your VW and your nieces.
Correct. So Princess
Cool.
Zoe is my older niece. She's now 9. And then Princess Hallie is my littler niece, and she is 5.5.
I love that.
So the characters definitely look like my nieces. My brother is in there, so he's King Nicholas.
How do they feel about being characters in a book now? Do they feel famous?
They enjoy it. Zoe calls it her book, and Hallie doesn't know hers is coming out yet, so she'll be surprised at Christmas when I go home to Missouri, where they live.
That's so fun.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Richard, how close are you to being done with your?
I could totally be done right now.
Boom. All right, I'm going to show you quickly how to make yours. How much time do we have, Richard?
We have until 4 o'clock.
Oh, we got plenty of time. If I really wanted to, I won't take that long. So the best part about how to make this look like an optical illusion and make it 3D is all about like shading. So I used a marker to draw it in. And again, use whatever supplies you have. And then for this one, if you have crayons, colored pencils, oh my gosh, Richard, that looks so fun. I love how rainbow it is.
I feel like I'm at a disco.
I think so. I love it.
And I'm getting dizzy.
So for example, I've got the color blue in my hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a spot, and it's going to be hard for me to do this where you can super see. But what I'm doing is I'm going to do more. I'm going to like push harder in the corners, and then I'm going to go lighter as I go towards like the middle. Okay. So I start with more pressure in those corners, and then I do it nice and light in the middle. So it's going to look like that.
Oh.
And so what I like to do, and now you can do this however you want. You can do each one a different color. What I think is fun is to pick, I take all my blues and do all different kinds of blue on this one. And then I might do green and then pinks. That's how I like to do it. You could do rainbow all the way up. So you could go purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, purple, blue, green, however you want. You can alternate 2 colors. The goal would be just don't use the same color next to the same one because it kind of takes away from that effect.
What are you using? A colored pencil, or what are you using?
So these are woodless colored pencils. So it's all color, which is super cool. And they're like weirdly really heavy, but they're one of my favorite supplies that I found.
I'm kind of scared to use it with the little pen marker thing that I have because I feel like it's not going to like shade.
If you just put it kind of in the corners and then leave the center of it white, I think it's going to give you that 3D look still.
Well, I'm going to try it. We'll see what happens.
Let's find out. That's part of experimenting.
We've been getting some really, so we did this at our gala last month, and we've gotten some really cool feathers back. And it's interesting, all the like details that people will put in and their favorite things and their favorite animals. Oh yeah, that looks really cool. Mine doesn't look like that. I'm gonna stop.
Yours looks awesome the way it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna, now it looks like Knuckles. So I'm gonna do something else.
Do something else, Richard.
That's what's fun about these. And we're going to put them all together, and they're going to be first hung at Jadestone Real Estate. They were the sponsor for the gala, so we're going to make the installation. And then when we're allowed back in the hospital, we're going to move it to a hospital and have it hanging there for patients and caregivers and hospital staff. So I think it's going to be really cool and bright and fun, and this is a great thing if you have someone, like if you want to do one in memory of someone or in honor of someone. This is a great way to do that. And a great way, like if you're home, if you're doing the virtual learning with your kids and it's art time, have them make some.
Yes, we need as many feathers as we can get. So definitely you want to send them to us.
And I'm going to put up, yeah, see, this isn't my shading. I don't know. Okay. Well, maybe. I'm going to put up the address where you can do that. When you're all done with these, cut them out and send them to us.
Just like this.
Address. It's awesome. Yeah. And we were like, I think it's a great way to help us without, so like a low impact aerobics.
Exactly. Color something, have some fun, make as many as you want.
And it doesn't have to be this involved. It can take you 5 minutes to do it. Like you can just.
Yeah, like this first one didn't take long at all. It's just a bunch of colorful hearts.
Exactly. Izzy, what's your favorite thing about working with Hearts Need Art or patients or donors? What do you love about talking to the donors? Let's talk about that, since that's your newest venture with us. What do you love about being able to interact with donors?
I like getting to chat with them to see, why Hearts Need Art? Why do you love our organization? A lot of people have, we've certainly all been impacted in some way with cancer. And so getting to hear like why they donated, I think is so important. And, I like making connections. Is like, how can we help you? And how can we make this better? And, you know, that's been a lot of fun too, is learning more.
Yeah.
And at the hospital, I mean, you know, just making friends and just having some fun and just playing an instrument. You know, I mean, I forgot, like, I haven't played the ukulele hardly since I'm not at the hospital every week, and I miss it now. You know, I miss playing it all the time.
You could make an appointment with Melissa, and she will play.
I should.
She will play the ukulele with you. You are obviously a very artistic person. You dabble in many things, but
Yes.
how do you use the arts in your own life to combat stress and anxiety and all of the things that, loneliness, especially now during all of these times when we're alone a lot? Like, how are you using them?
You know, it's funny because piano is what I have my master's in. So I tend to, if I'm going to go back to an instrument, I tend to go back to piano and just play piano for me. And I've really enjoyed doing that some. I like coloring books as well because I can just, that repetitious like movement is just so, you know, if I'm feeling really stressed out or whatever, it's just nice. And it takes up, like, I lose an hour to just color and I'm like, oh, I feel so much better now that I colored in my adult coloring book. And then I always am trying to learn something new. So there's always something going on, and I'm buying more art supplies because I can't help myself. But
that's why you have an art studio.
That's why I get to have an art studio in my house.
You have a place to store it.
Exactly. All right, so here's my blue one I got all finished.
Same.
Look at how 3D that is. Isn't it so fun?
So cool. Mine does not. I just started doing random stuff.
Love it. So I love it, Richard. That looks great.
I mean, I'm not mad about it.
I am not mad about it. I think it looks fantastic.
Okay, thanks. All right. So you can decorate your hands any way you'd like. Make as many as you'd like. Throw them in an envelope. Send them to the address on your screen, and we'll keep you updated. Follow us on social media. Everything, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram is at Hearts Need Art, and we'll keep you updated as we're making that and building it and installing it. And then we'll probably have, once we're in the hospital, we'll have a little unveiling and show everybody, and you'll be involved in that. And you'll be able to, it's a great way to help us when you're otherwise not able to. And even if you are able to, this is fun, easy, 5 minutes, boom, great piece of art that's going to change people's view of the hospital.
Oh, absolutely.
Izzy Anderson, you're the best.
Thanks. You're the best, Richard.
I'm gonna keep working on my feather during all of the breaks here today.
Right now, I got to finish mine so it can be. I have how many examples I've made at this point. Here's my one from the gala too, so I need to cut that one out. Guys, I have 5 to put in there, so you got to keep up with me at least, right?
We could do an entire installation of just Hearts Need Art employees and musicians, and we could do our own maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, yes. So thank you everybody who sent them in already. We're excited to see what comes out from today. What's coming up at 4 o'clock? I think we're doing more art. Let me check the calendar. More art at 4 o'clock with Hannah. She's going to be doing some flow pour art, which is really fun. Probably my favorite thing to do, especially in the hospital, because it's like mystery and magic, and everything. Each piece is completely different no matter what you do to it. So thanks, Izzy, and thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you again at around 4 o'clock.